Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Princess Beyond Passions. I'd like to just talk to you briefly about moving on. One of the ingredients that we have, a very powerful ingredient that we have in helping us to move on as humans, is forgiveness. Don't scroll past, hang on a little bit. Let's just talk about it a little bit. You see, forgiveness is such a powerful tool. Some people find it difficult to forgive. Some people find it very easy to forgive. And some people find it very easy to move on. Why is that? Let's bring it back home. Look at your relationship with your spouse, with your children, with your father, with your mother, with your friends, with colleagues, with God. Let's just look at that relationship. What is it that makes you move on without holding back, without keeping malice, without being bitter, without being resentful, without having resentment against each other? What is that one tool? That one tool is forgiveness. And I believe that forgiveness is the ultimate to having a good relationship, say with anybody, with your spouse, with God, with your friends, with anybody at all in this world. Forgiveness is that powerful tool. Let's look at a few things that forgiveness will help you to do. Number one, forgiveness will help you to move on after a fight, after a heated argument, after whatever it is that you've had with anybody, your spouse, your whatever. Even sometimes people are angry with God. Yes, have you ever done it? Yes, I have. It is forgiveness that will help you to move on. Right? Number two, I'd like us to just think a little bit about this. Forgiveness comes in two prongs. It's two-pronged way. You forgive yourself, you forgive the person that has offended you, or the other person that you are directing your emotions against, right? So if you're able to forgive that person, you're able to forgive yourself, you're able to forgive yourself, you're able to forgive that person, you will be able to move on. 3, forgiveness. If you do not forgive, you will keep on visiting the graveyard of your past. Right? Something that has happened in the past, something that happened yesterday, last week, last month, 2 months ago, 1 year ago. There are people who will visit what you did 1 year ago. They call you, they say, oh, how are you? 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 Oh, I'm good, fine. How are you? Good, fine. And then one day you just start talking about something, and then the person tells you, but last year you did this. And you be like, what? You mean you've not forgotten that? But I explained to you that this is it and this is it. You see, a lot of people like gaslighting other people. But hey, particularly in a relationship. But hey, forgiveness will help you to move beyond that. Someone who reminds you of what you did last year, a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 10 years ago. Someone who reminds you and talks about it as if it's happening right now, and talks about it as if, oh, I'm feeling the pain. It's so hurting. I'm so hurtful. What you did to me. Of course, you know that this person has not moved beyond that past. And so it is very important to move beyond that graveyard of your past. Stop visiting the cemetery of your past. Because if you keep visiting the cemetery of your past, you will not be able to move on. For example, say you have an injury somewhere on your hand or on your body. If you keep pinching that injury, you keep pinching it, you keep peeling it, you keep looking at it, you keep touching it, that injury might never go. Right? And even when that injury tries to go, you keep scratching the scar, you keep scratching it, you might just reopen the wound again. So if someone has offended you and you keep visiting it and you keep visiting it and you have it in your mind, you have it in your heart, you harbor it, you look at the person, you're not able to move on, you're not able to move past, you look at your spouse, you're not able to forgive your spouse of what he or she did yesterday. You're not able to move beyond that, whether the person apologizes or not. You're not able to say, oh, you know what? Just let's move on. You know, you go on. If you are not able to do that, and you keep visiting the past, you keep visiting that graveyard, I tell you, you are most likely to develop bitterness against that person. You are most likely to develop malice, and to worsen it, some people even keep malice. They never talk to the people based on what had happened in the past. From malice, you develop bitterness, you develop resentment, and all kinds of stuff, and you bear grudges, and you carry this heavy baggage with you moving on in life. Suppose you want to go to the moon. You see, people who go to space, you see them carry very light baggage, right? They carry only the things, the essential things that they need up there. Same thing in life. If you're carrying this baggage of, no, this person offended me last year, you carry it and you're dragging it, and you're dragging this baggage, you're dragging it, it's going to slow you down. You're not able to move past your wounded self. You're not able to move past your wounded ego. You're not able to move past that thing that is hurting you. And so bringing it to your relationship, you're not able to move past what your spouse has done to you. You're not able to move past what your wife did to you. Oh, your wife started doing this. Oh, my husband. Oh, I told you, don't do this, don't do this. Oh, I said you should do it this way. Oh, I say you... Hey, we don't need all this bickering and rancor and bitterness and malice and resentment. And if you bring all of those into your relationship, you will never have a sweet relationship. I mean, I'm not saying that anybody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Every one of us have our flaws. But in the flaws, in the imperfections, we are made perfect. In the imperfections of you and your spouse, you will find a perfect flow. If you find a perfect flow, even with the imperfections of your spouse, then you know you have found gold. Because with the imperfections, you still have a flow. You still have a flow. You still are able to forgive, move past, ignore, overlook. Just keep on flowing. Because, hey, there's a limit to what you can harbor in your heart or in your mind against somebody else. It's going to cause a lot of cancer. It's going to cause a lot of heart disease. It's going to cause a lot of... I'm not a scientist, but I tell you, bitterness and anger and malice is like poison in your system. So it would be better to move past the graveyard of the past. Is better to move past the cemetery of your past. Well, I am working on myself. One thing it does for us is to make us blossom as humans. You don't know how it works, but I know it works because it is working for me. And that is why I am saying it, that hey, let's learn these things. Okay, if you like this video, give it a thumb up. If you like what we do in this channel, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to our channel. And turn on the notification bell to also you'll be notified whenever I have a new upload. And if you like to see more of my videos, click on the next video that appears on the screen, and I'll see you in that next video.